Coach, you knew coming in they were one of the better rebounding teams in the country. How were you guys able to kind of neutralize that and then pull away at the end?
I mean, very, very hard because they're as good as I saw them on the film. They are everything and more physicality. You know, and I know this is the first year in the Big 12. You'd think they've been in there forever, the physicality. But we tried to be relentless and go after it. You try to box them out, but they keep coming. And it was just a pursuit. We're just trying to pursue. I know they got some, and they got a lot early. You know, for our guys, we were just absolutely trying to do whatever we can do to go get two hands on the ball. You know, pursued it. Out to in rebounds on their three, and then try to really get into the box out, and then pursue it. So, you know, I know that since they had what they have, how many did they end up with? 12? Still a lot. But I thought, you know, we had 13. You know, for us, so we felt that we were trying to go get some extra possessions too. We couldn't be so lopsided with them having more possessions.
You guys started the first half pretty slow on offense, and the second half a little bit better, more intensity. What was the message in the locker room to kind of match UC's intensity?
Just being strong with the ball. I thought our turnovers, we had, I think, 7 in the first half, and we had 2 right away in the second half, and then I think we had 1 the rest of the way. So just, you know, their guards, they play with physicality. I mean, they play with physicality the whole time and just keep trying to match that offensively, and just continue to try to go downhill. They were doing some different things on, you know, their guards try to take you out of the ball screens. We saw that with TCU, but for us, we were just trying to absolutely take care of the ball, try to get our actions in, and then screen. You know, we had to screen. They weren't trying to switch the ball screens, and if you're not setting a good screen, don't go out there. If you're not setting a good screen, you know, in this kind of a game with this physicality, they're just going to bully through it because they play so hard and tough. So we really talked about trying to set up and get physical on these screens.
Speaking of the physicality, John Newman had a big second half. All 14 points came in the second half. What was he doing there in the second half that caused you guys some troubles with his?
You know, I'll have to look at the tape. I know he made 2 big threes, and you know, he got 14 and 5. He had some steals. But I remember the 2 big threes, so I'll have to look exactly what he's doing. But I thought he was terrific in the second half.
You have pretty good shooters. How often do you go into the first time out with no points, 0 for 5, and what do you say to a team?
I think it's the first time that's happened all year. Is you know, just stay the course. You know, it's a long game. You know, continue to be physical. Let's get an offensive rebound. Let's get a DCO. Let's get a stop so we can run. Try to get an easy one since it was coming so hard for us early. But that's what I like the most is that these guys, you know, didn't panic. They just stayed gritty. They just kept fighting through because it was a gritty game. I mean, both teams were playing really hard, really physical, and I thought I could single out a bunch of big plays down the stretch that our guys did, and that helped. And same thing with them. They made some really nice out of bounds play by Coach. The lob to Aziz, taking out a lot of climb. We even actually said it. We were trying to jam the lob. We literally were saying, watch the lob because they need to score quick. And I mean, really nice execution. The pass was a complete dime, and that was really good execution on that play.
They made a run at you going into that final media timeout. You come out, they get, I think, 2 or 3 open looks that don't go. You get 2 tough ones that do. How much is this? It's a make or miss league when it comes down to it.
Well, I thought we both had some ones that we missed. I thought Waldo had a really good open look that he missed too. I know they you know, that's part of it. Guys missing making shots. I thought we came out of a timeout on a run, and Latrey Darthard hit a really good 3 on a little action we ran when they were making a run. I thought there were 7 seconds left coming out of a timeout, a baseline out of bounds play, and we did a little wheel action, and John Hughley went and scored a big basket. So really big. Here's another big play. You know, was just getting the ball inbounds at that last play. We had no timeout. Ortega has been our inbound guy all year, and then Rivaldo Soros, he was a secondary option. He moved a second, third time to get it inbounds. Those are big winning plays. You know, you don't get it inbounds with no turnover, then they get the ball right there on the baseline. So a lot of little things go into winning a game in this environment against a team that good.
Coach McCollum, it appeared, played through an ankle injury, not once but twice.
Yeah.
What kind of toughness did he show in leading the team?
Terrific. I mean, I know he might have just did one after making a shot. You know, sometimes you feel a little bit better after you make a shot. Sometimes guys, it hurts a little more when you miss it. But he made a shot, so I knew it was hurting him. And he got it taped up on the thing, and he wanted to go right back in. So tremendous toughness he showed, being able to come back in there for us.
You mentioned this environment just briefly a couple minutes ago. Your first time playing here as members of this conference. What did you think of this environment today?
Phenomenal. They were loud. They were in it the whole time. It was they were in it from the jump. They were in it from the jump. Great atmosphere. It seemed like they were right there. It seemed like there were students everywhere. But great atmosphere, big time.
16 out of 18 from the line on the road. I assume you would take that most nights.
I would, especially 4 for 4 down the stretch. And here was the other key. Those are even bigger because they weren't 2-shot bonuses. Those we went 4 for 4. Those first one, knocking those first ones down, those are 1-on-1. And those were, we call them our second shift guys. And that's why I think we're having some success, because we come off the bench with guys that have started in other leagues. Aziz and Latre were teammates at Utah Valley. Rivaldo Soares started at Oregon. John started at Pitt. And they all, Rivaldo and Latre to make those big shots, and they were 1-on-1s with that atmosphere. So huge clutch free throws that those two made down the stretch.
Any additional questions for Coach? All right, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.